Welcome back to Nicky's Nerfies. Nick Meckin here with Pickdawgz. Today is July 19th, 2023, and on this show, you know all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game. A Nerfie means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into my free plays, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll find the hottest handicappers in this industry. And if you're looking for my top plays, my MLB lock of the day, head on over to Pickdawgz.com and check out our premium picks tab. That's where you'll find my premium picks. And best of all of our daily packages come with credit guarantee. You can read more about that on our website under any daily package we cappers have to offer. Now, yet again in yesterday's games, we went 2-1, falling short in the Detroit Tigers and the Kansas City Royals YRFI, or NRFI, I should say, that we had. The Detroit Tigers scored 2 runs in the top of the first, and Kansas City did not score a run in the bottom of the first. But you know what? We're still looking for that sweep. Let's start it off with game number 1 between the San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays. Right now for the San Diego Padres, Darvish will be on the mound with a 6-6 record and a 4.65 ERA. He'll be matched up against Toronto Blue Jays Barrios with an 8-6 record and a 3.42 ERA. I must say this San Diego Padres team absolutely jumped ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays in yesterday's matchup. Not good for the Toronto Blue Jays, clearly at home. I think Barrios will be locked in from pitch number 1, especially after losing the first game of this series. He does pitch a lot better at home. His ERA is a little bit above that 3 mark, but I think Barrios will be locked in tomorrow. And Yu Darvish, he's 6-6 right now. Not the best first half of this MLB season. I expect Yu Darvish to start locking in, especially for the San Diego Padres team that is trying to clinch a playoff berth and head towards the playoffs. I know that Yu Darvish will be locked in more this second half of this season. So in game number 1 between the San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays, we are smacking the NRFI, no runs first inning. Let's roll into our second game with the Minnesota Twins and the Seattle Mariners. Right now for the Minnesota Twins, Maeda will be on the mound with a 2-5 record with a 5.5 ERA. He'll be matched up against the Seattle Mariners, Luis Castillo, with a 6-7 record and a 2.96 ERA. He's just under that 3 mark. I must say, Luis is having an okay year. He's one of the best pitchers in the MLB, but his record clearly doesn't show it. People have been hitting him this season, especially in that first half. I expect Castillo to be locked in from pitch number 1, especially in this second half of the season as the Seattle Mariners team tries to get back into that playoff race. And then you got Maeda. He's been having a down year for this Minnesota Twins team, 2-5 with a 5.5 ERA. Not his greatest season, but I expect him. He's more of a veteran pitcher from that right-handed side. He'll get ahead of hitters and he'll put them away. I expect him to have a lot better second half as we continue to play in this MLB season. That's why in game number 2 between the Minnesota Twins and the Seattle Mariners, we are smacking the NRFI, no runs first inning. Let's roll into our third and final game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles. Right now for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Urias will be on the mound with a 7-5 record with a 4.35 ERA. He'll be matched up against the Baltimore Orioles, Kramer, with a 10-4 record with a 4.59 ERA. Kramer's been absolutely phenomenal for this Orioles team. Even though he has a little bit of a higher ERA and he does give up runs, this Baltimore Orioles team produces runs. And I will say both of these teams are in the top 5 in runs per game. That's absolutely phenomenal for each team, I must say. The Dodgers score a lot of runs. The Dodgers in 2 games have scored over 14 runs in those 2 games leading up into today's matchup, their third and final game. Nobody scored in the first inning of yesterday's game, so a little psychology trick. I believe that there will be a run coming across in the first inning of this ball game. Both of these offenses are very good ball clubs, and they produce runs, especially early on in ball games. That's why in game number 3 between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles, we are smacking the YRFI, yes runs first inning. Let's take a recap of the games that I selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Padres and the Blue Jays, we have a NRFI. Game number 2 between the Twins and the Mariners, we have a NRFI. And in game number 3 between the Dodgers and the Orioles, we have a YRFI, yes runs first inning. Once again, this is Nick Mencken with Pickdawgz. If you have not done so, smack that like button. Helps us out a ton and costs you none. And subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have over 135 1,000 subscribers on that channel and growing daily. And if you're looking for my top plays, my MLB lock of the day, check the description below. The link is there, and I will see you guys tomorrow.